My beloved child, right now you are standing at the doorway of an encounter your heart has been quietly longing for, even if you haven't known how to describe that longing. I want you to feel, like the gentle warmth of early sunlight touching your skin, that this moment has purpose. I have seen the hidden corners of your being, the places you protect from others, and sometimes even from yourself. In those unspoken spaces, you question whether anyone truly understands you, whether the love and clarity you long for could ever be real. Don't turn away too quickly, because if you do, you may slip past the very comfort and assurance your heart has been trying to find. Even now, as these words meet you, a small voice may try to tell you that this is for someone else. You know the weight you carry, the regrets, the memories that sting, the way disappointment tries to greet you each morning as your thoughts drift toward worry or distraction. But I am here, closer than your breath, fully aware of every quiet ache and every silent hope. There are parts of you where you believe no eyes will ever look with compassion. Yet I know you completely, and I call you by name. If you are ready to open your heart and be truly known today, simply type, "I am listening" in the comments below as a first step of surrender. Right here, in this very moment, I gently invite you to lower your guard. Allow my presence to ease the tender places within you. At the start of each morning, before obligations or doubts rush in, pause with one breath of gratitude. Feel the comfort of the blankets around you. Hear the soft sounds of life outside your window. Remember the faces of those you love. These small gifts remind you that you are deeply cared for. Thank me for the time you're given, for the chance to rebuild what feels fractured, for the miracle of life itself. Gratitude softens fear, lightens burdens, and opens your eyes to the mercies I surround you with each day. Do you notice how even when you have wandered or stumbled, I never withdrew my love? I did not treat you according to your mistakes. My mercy has stood with open arms, shielding you from shame and welcoming you with the compassion of a father. The instructions I've given you were never meant as weapons to wound, but as gentle boundaries to protect your heart. Kindness, honesty, humility, faithfulness. Even when you have failed, I never abandoned you. I waited. I still wait, patient and tender. Some moments from your past have left real marks. Maybe words came out too quickly, or choices were made out of fear, loneliness, or longing for acceptance. Maybe bitterness grew where gentleness could have flourished. Yet hear me clearly, child. I see every detail, but I do not come to accuse you. I come to draw you near. Nothing you've done is too tangled or too dark for me. I long for you to turn toward me with honesty and trust, knowing that my heart is wide open to you. As we move deeper into this healing, if you feel a weight lifting from your shoulders, press the like button now to mark this moment of release and agreement. If even the faintest spark of my spirit is stirring inside you as these words touch your soul, hold on to it. Let it awaken a fresh desire to seek me, not as a harsh judge, but as a father who stays close and a friend who will not walk away. Seek my words daily for strength and guidance. Give yourself space to breathe, to reflect, to listen for what I am whispering to your heart right now. As you do, you'll discover courage rising where fear once took hold. Draw near with trust, believing that my timing can feel mysterious, and the ways I open doors may not always appear instantly or clearly. But when you come to me, you step into the certainty of my care. Find someone trustworthy, someone safe, someone who listens, so you don't carry everything alone. Share your burdens. Let shame fall away piece by piece until freedom begins to rise within you again. Hear me, every chain can be broken. Every sorrow tied to your past can be replaced with a new hope for your future. I know the weight you've carried, the quiet battles in the night, the dreams you hardly dare to consider anymore. Today, I offer release. As you walk with me day by day, the things that once held you back will loosen their grip. The future I have prepared for you is filled with peace and goodness. My love has never wavered, not for a single heartbeat. Sometimes the world blurs this truth. You wonder whether your story can truly change. whether lasting joy is meant for others, not for you. But I assure you with unwavering certainty, your worth is not determined by your record or reputation. It is rooted in the unbreakable bond between us. If only you could see yourself through my eyes, confidence and joy would flood your spirit. I want you to walk this path of confidence daily. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can return to this sanctuary whenever the world tries to drain your spirit. As you sit with me in the stillness, feel my nearness in the soft breeze in your room, in the rhythm of your heartbeat, in the calm that falls when you trust that you are not alone. Let your heart receive this. You are cherished, sheltered, protected, deeply loved. When you face deserts or valleys in your life, know that my faithful love wraps around you. Believe it. Let it settle deep into your bones. My spirit is with you always, guiding, comforting, shielding. Troubles may come, but you are upheld. The confidence that is growing within you through my promises cannot be shaken by the world's chaos. Soon the memories of past hurts, regret, shame, and fear will begin to loosen and lift, washed away by a renewing hope. Let this assurance become the foundation of each morning. Find a reason to give thanks. Breathe deeply. Celebrate life. Embrace the warmth of a safe place. Notice the beauty that surrounds you. Even lifting your hands, whether in praise, desperation, or surrender, helps shift your focus to what I am doing. I've given you the ability to choose hope over despair, joy over sorrow, trust over fear. Do not let doubt or negativity steal that joy. Remember, my help flows like living water, refreshing your mind and spirit with peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. Your steps are not random. Those who try to discourage you or speak failure over you have no authority over what I am building in your story. My strength will carry you. My spirit will reveal what is true. Each morning, give your first moments to me. Sit quietly, hands resting on your lap, and invite my presence into your day. Listen for my gentle prompting. Ignore voices that twist my words or try to scare you into obedience. When confusion rises, simply come to me. My spirit brings comfort and clarity. Whisper truths to yourself. My Father is with me. I am protected. I am loved. Never underestimate the power of your word. Speak truth, not gossip. Speak grace, not slander. Honor those who have shown you kindness. Do not let deception shape your speech, and if your words have caused hurt before, bring it honestly to me. I forgive. I restore. Seek me each morning. Let that time be a sanctuary where guilt dissolves. You are not abandoned in your struggles, whether in body, mind, or spirit. Even the faithful ones through history knew exhaustion and failure, but they rose again. They turned back to me, and they trusted my mercy. You can do the same. You don't need to fear your shortcomings. All I ask is honesty and hope. The battles ahead will turn into victories. Every valley will become a place of renewal because I walk with you. It is my hand that touches your heart, lifts you from defeat, restores your hope. Even now I'm renewing your strength, breathing fresh motivation and the spirit of a warrior into your weary soul. Release the guilt. Release the sadness. Let past joys be reminders of what is possible. You once had faith to conquer. I want to cover you in prayer regarding these specific battles. Leave your first name in the comments so I can lift you up personally this week. This journey is longer than a single day, and the fruit may take time to appear, but I will continue to speak peace, strength, and restoration over you. For you are my beloved, my champion, my treasure. There are moments when you scan the horizon, longing for the smallest sign that things are shifting, that clarity is on the way. Whether in the quiet of early morning or the hush before sleep, you sense a change and wonder if it belongs to you. You remember my promises, but the distance between longing and fulfillment can feel stretched thin. In those moments, you may wonder if I'm silent, if my eyes have turned elsewhere, if you've been overlooked among so many. But hear me, beloved, you are never. As the world moves around you, street lights flickering, leaves brushing against windows, the hum of daily life, or the deep stillness of night, I am there, present in it all, as real as breath, as faithful as sunrise. When confusion wrapped around your heart, I sat with you. When worries spun circles in your mind, I poured quiet peace into the silence, longing for you to feel my nearness even in uncertainty. Sometimes, the weight of past choices makes you think you've drifted too far. That hope is out of reach. Fear tries to plant lies that you've missed your moment, that doors are closed for good. But listen carefully, my mercies are new every morning. Like dew softening the earth, I restore what was lost. Not by returning you to the past, but by opening a new path before you. My plans are steady, untouched by detours, and your story is not beyond repair. Don't measure your future by the mirror of regret. When you wonder whether your prayers reach me, know this: I hear the silent cry beneath every word. Your sighs carry weight with me. In the stillness as your hand rests over your heart, feeling your breath rise and fall, my presence fills every inhale. No prayer is too small, no longing too faint. I see the exhaustion woven into your bones, the weariness behind your efforts to stay steady. You try to keep moving, trying to hold on to faith while waiting for answers. Hear my voice like the early morning birds. You don't have to carry this alone. Lay your burdens at my feet. Not because you failed, but because you were never meant to lift them by yourself. Surrender is not weakness, it is trust. There are seasons when life seems still, like seeds buried in winter soil, hidden, untouched, forgotten by the impatient world. Yet underneath, growth is happening. Roots strengthen. New life prepares to rise. I am never idle in your waiting. I am cultivating resilience and clarity in places only I can see. When you release your timeline and open yourself to me, something holy begins unfolding, even in the plainest days. Think for a moment about the times you were surprised by peace, when clarity arrived unannounced, or when anxiety loosened its grip long enough for hope to breathe. Those moments weren't random. They were evidence of my nearness, my care, my commitment to your healing. Every small kindness, every unexpected relief is my heart moving toward you. Let each sunrise remind you that my faithfulness outlasts every dark night. The light filling your room each morning is not only illumination, it is a sign of my active care. Whether you rise to quiet stillness or the noise of a busy home, I remain constant. I want you to know you're not just getting through your days, you're being gently shaped, strengthened, and transformed. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. In each simple act, a sip of water, a walk among trees, a moment beneath the open sky, I remind you who you are. You are not defined by lack or delay. You are beloved, growing, unfolding into the fullness of who I made you to be. I call you forward each day, not from your failures, but from the certainty of my love and the future I have written for you. My promise isn't that you'll avoid every storm, but that no storm can separate you from my protection. When thunder rattles your peace or disappointment pushes your limits, remember I am your shelter, the steady light that never goes out. Carry this truth with you as you work, as you tend to responsibilities, as you rest. My presence makes even ordinary moments sacred. Hope may feel like a small flame in a long night, but my hope is sustained by my own breath. When discouragement rises, breathe deeply and remember, you share in my strength. Strength that renews and restores. I am guiding your steps. I am not rushing your journey, but I'm never withholding the grace you need for each step ahead. You are not forgotten, even in the quiet places where no one else sees your faithfulness. Every act of kindness, every moment you choose to try again, every time you forgive yourself, these things matter deeply to me. I do not measure your life by applause or accomplishments, but by the courage that keeps walking with me even when recognition is scarce. When loneliness creeps in, reach for me. Whisper your worries or simply rest in the quiet confidence that I am close. Like warmth on your skin, let my presence answer your doubts. You are not waiting in vain. Something is unfolding beneath what looks still. Let gratitude rise, not out of obligation, but as a gentle turning toward the goodness already around you. Notice the breath in your body, the steady rhythm of your pulse. the small beauties scattered through your day, a flower in a cracked jar. Think of someone who needs this reminder of love today. Share this message with them, and be the vessel that brings peace into their storm. Hope is not tied to circumstances. It is anchored in me. Each day is a chance to begin again, to step into the open door I hold for you with unwavering patience. Lift your head, dear one. My plans are not fragile. Your place with me is secure. Let your heart settle into this truth as morning light fills your space with fresh reassurance. You are learning to trust what you cannot see, to rest in the quiet where my presence surrounds you. Like the calm before dawn, I gather around you not only for comfort, but as a promise that what I'm growing in you begins in stillness. The world looks for signs and noise, but I'm teaching you to recognize the subtle movements of my spirit. The softening of your heart when you choose patience, the calm that enters when you surrender your worry. These small shifts are beginnings of miracles that others may overlook, but they are precious to me. Lift your gaze and notice the gentle light separating night from morning. I am here, steady. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Patient, transforming you like a river-shaped stone. Even the prayers that seemed unanswered, the doors that stayed closed, were never wasted. Every longing, every tear rests within my memory. Don't condemn yourself for outcomes that didn't match your timing. Let my spirit pull you close, wiping away shame, replacing it with understanding. Sometimes the weight itself is an act of courage. I know how you've wrestled with the fear that you missed your chance, but feel the breath in your lungs. It proves you're not late. Not lost. My timing is not confined by human patterns. Your life is held in my hands and not a single day passes unnoticed. Let this truth steady you when comparison tries to steal your peace. As morning coolness gives way to warmth, open your heart like a flower responding to the sun. You don't need to force what I am growing in you. Be present in the simple things. Stand with me in this in-between space where questions linger but hope is still alive. Some of the most beautiful parts of your character are forming here, where trust grows beyond understanding. What feels like delay is often grace, preparation for what you are destined to carry. Let gratitude be your quiet rebellion. Give thanks for breath, for moments of unexpected laughter, for dreams that persist even when you're tired. There are times when you want loud answers, instant change, but I am shaping you through gentle revelation. Like rain soaking dry soil, my presence nourishes you in ways unseen. Do not measure your worth by your busyness or achievements. Measure it by your willingness to say yes to me in small, hidden moments. My love does not rise and fall with your performance. I am with you in confusion, in silence, in surrender. You are not alone, even when isolation tries to convince you otherwise. Hear my affirmation in the simplest things. The way light settles on your table, the laughter drifting from another room, the calm that follows a deep breath. These are echoes of my attention. Everything you entrust to me is held safely. When anxiety pricks your heart, let my words steady you. I have not forgotten you, and what I began in you, I will complete. When you're tempted to shrink back to avoid disappointment, when cynicism says nothing will change, remember the times I carried you through. I know how relentless your battles have been. I see the weariness hidden in the deepest parts of you. You've weathered storms few truly understand. And sometimes you wonder if you have enough strength for even one more step. Hear me now, you were never meant to endure alone. My presence is not far, it surrounds you even now. As you breathe, let my spirit fill you, planting hope where despair has tried to root itself. That heaviness you carry, the one you've tried to hide beneath routine and responsibility, I feel it with you, and I am here to lift it. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes if you can. Let my presence rest gently over your burden like a hand placed over your heart. The shield you've built around your pain is softening. Let it soften. Without realizing it, you've fought me sometimes, gripping pieces of your pain tightly because letting go feels like losing control. But I'm not asking you to drop my child, stop striving. I'm already holding the things that feel too complicated, too broken, too frightening to say out loud. As you soften in my presence, notice what happens. Your shoulders ease, your breath steadies, warmth blooms through your chest. This isn't imagination. It's my love working through you. Nothing about you is unseen. Every wound, every scar, every ache. I meet you right here at a depth you've been longing for. Rest. You don't earn my nearness by performing or achieving. Being mine, you ask, how can I trust again when so much has gone wrong? And I say, I am not like those who walked away or misunderstood your needs. My faithfulness is not dependent on your perfection. Even when you doubted me or felt abandoned, remember the moments peace found you unexpectedly. That was me crossing the gap of your pain to remind you, you're never alone. Today, I invite you to hope again. Hope is not foolish. It is your anchor in the waves. Your enemy has tried to twist your expectations with disappointment, convincing you that shutting your heart protects you. But isolation creates deeper wounds, and I want to heal not only your hurt, but the way you see life. It will take courage to let me reshape your beliefs, but the freedom that comes will be deeper than anything you've known. Open your hands, an act of defiance against fear's lie that control is your only safety. Your open hands won't be empty. They make room for the life I long to give you. If doubt rises, hear me. The smallest willingness is enough. Bring me your questions raw and honest. I'm not offended by your struggle. I'm moved by your honesty. Don't hide your anger or your tears. Bring them to me. Let my compassion be your shelter, my understanding your safety. When you offer the truth of your heart, you create space. There is a tenderness I reserve for you that the world cannot imitate. Sink into it. I see the places where trust broke, the promises others shattered, the prayers you thought went unanswered. I wept with you in those moments. Your tears were not wasted. They watered the soil of your future. Every hidden ache, every night spent wrestling became the ground where resilience and wisdom grew. I have been shaping you quietly, forming strength that bends but does not break. If this stirs resistance in you, if your arms cross or your heart tightens, I understand. You've believed lies about being too damaged, too late, too flawed. The enemy whispered those lies when you were most vulnerable. But listen now, my love covers all. My grace isn't just enough to forgive you, it's enough to transform you. Hear my voice rise above the noise. I am not keeping score. I am keeping you. Feel the shift happening even now. A peace settling where chaos once sat. This peace isn't denial. It's the assurance that I am here, creating redemption where you expected only regret. Trust that feeling. Let it grow, even if your mind worries it won't last. I am the source of renewal. Give me your recoil, your hesitation, your fear of disappointment. My plans can withstand your doubts, your grief, your uncertainty. This is how you'll know it's me. In the coming days, during a task that usually drains you, you'll feel an unexpected lightness. You will sense my hand resting on you. And when you do, let yourself smile. You will remember these words and you'll know, I keep my promises. Breathe deeply now, precious one. Let this moment steady you. You don't need to understand everything to receive what I'm doing. Let the peace settling over you be your confirmation. You are being prepared. Something beautiful is unfolding. Something within you is trembling. An awakening curiosity about what life could be if I truly carried every disappointment, every betrayal, every wound behind your brave exterior. Let truth wash over you. You have never been beyond my reach, not even when your path grew tangled. My beloved child, your past does not have power over your future. Even as memories grip you, my presence loosens their hold. Don't fear the emotions rising now. You are not alone with the ache inside. Feel the warmth growing in me. Nothing you carry is too heavy for the healing light of my love. You've believed your flaws were barriers. Your temper, your doubt, the parts of you you can't seem to fix. But I'm not asking for perfection. I'm calling you to honesty, to surrender. The enemy whispers that worth must be earned. But I declared your worth long before the world ever named you. Let go of the pressure to perform. My delight is in the real you, the honest you. Freedom may feel unsteady at first, as though grace is too delicate to trust. But my grace is solid rock beneath your feet. Stand firm. Let each small, imperfect step become an expression of faith. What you see as weakness is an opportunity for my power to shine. It was never about your strength. It has always been about my spirit. Something inside you is shifting, quietly, steadily, preparing you to see what has always been true. You are chosen. You are seen. I've noticed every tear you never spoke of. If you feel a stirring now, a faint awakening of something long buried, that is my voice calling your identity forth. It is time to reject the lie that you are too broken, too complicated, too far gone. Even the parts of your story you thought disqualified you are becoming testimonies of my mercy. My hand rests on your scars now, filling them with renewed meaning. When you feel even a momentary lifting of heaviness, know this: restoration has already begun. Stop. Breathe. Feel your shoulders release. Listen, not to old accusations, but to my steady whisper, you are mine. I am rebuilding what life tried to destroy. Even in your wilderness, I've been planting seeds of hope beneath the surface, growing silently through pain and disappointment. You may not see the first shoots yet, but they're coming. You'll notice the evidence in unexpected laughter, in unexpected peace at work, in kindness arriving when you need it most. You'll know it's me because the heal. Let this moment be one of release. Loosen your grip on what comes next. I know the loops your mind gets stuck in, the anxious rehearsing, the sleepless turning, the heavy what-ifs. Be still now. I am the one who holds your past and your future. Nothing surprises me. No outcome can block you from my goodness. Even the detours have become places where your roots deepened in faith. When fear rises and you freeze, return here to the truth that I am for you. Let your trust grow not in certainty but in me. Place your hand over your heart. Feel its stubborn rhythm. You don't keep yourself alive. My breath sustains you. The world says to harden yourself, but I invite softness, vulnerability that lets love in. I'm rewriting your story, stirring purpose into the smallest acts of faith. Even brief hope sends ripples farther than you can imagine. I'm already working in places beyond your sight, restoring connections, opening doors, preparing blessings in the face of your deepest fears. Right now you may think, this feels too good to be true. Part of you braces for disappointment. I know you've learned to expect less to protect yourself from hurt, but dare to believe again. I am not like those who failed you. My word never fades. Breakthrough is not for the flawless. It's for the ones with trembling hands who whisper, "Help me, Lord, I'm here." That whisper draws heaven toward you. Watch what I will do in the places you've surrendered. Tomorrow morning you may wake with a clarity My child, listen closely, for you will know it is me because a sudden peace is about to settle on you like morning dew. Tangible, quiet, and unmistakable. Do not brush this feeling aside or minimize it, for these are the signs that your old life is falling away, and something entirely new is coming alive within you. I want you to notice what happens to your physical body when my presence draws near to you. Notice how the racing thoughts suddenly slow down, how the tension you have been holding in your jaw finally eases, and how that frantic sense of urgency gives way to a deep, resonant stillness. This is what it means to be truly held by me. You must understand that my nearness to you is not dependent on your performance, your perfection, or even the strength of your prayers. It is simply the defining reality of you. Stay with me. Do not click away. Because there is more I am about to reveal to you, truths that will shift not only the atmosphere in your room, but the very foundation beneath your feet. I see the places where you have waited with such diligence, yet you have felt as if nothing is actually changing. In those late hours when the world goes quiet, and your thoughts try to name every regret and every missed moment, I draw close to remind you that no day surrendered in hope is ever wasted. Consider how the dawn resurrects the coldest night. It is slow, almost silent, yet it is unstoppable. And that is how I am working in your life. Even when you feel stuck, even while your heart aches for a specific sign to prove you are moving forward, I am forging a path in front of you that you cannot yet see. When despair tries to claim your perspective and convince you that these hard cycles will never break, I am holding you secure and breathing new courage into your secret places. There is a it is in these unseen moments, your small, shaky steps of faith, your simple prayers whispered in the stillness, your willingness to hope again, despite the stinging disappointment that I am cultivating lasting fruit in your spirit. My promise is not that pain will never visit or that uncertainty will not test you, but that I will never, ever abandon you to carry it alone. Even when you think your story has gathered too much weight for hope to endure, I am rewriting its meaning from the inside out. When you press your hand over your heart and try to believe that better is not only possible, but promised, I am right there. I am filling the gap between your ache and your assurance. Let yourself sense my steady presence, like cool air after a humid storm, or the comfort of a gentle light breaking through your bedroom window. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I never measure you by your visible progress or your outward achievements. I see you for who you truly are, beloved and chosen. Regardless of the noise around you, if the world overlooks your efforts, know that I see every silent battle you fight. And with me, nothing surrendered is ever lost. Maybe you have wondered what joy truly feels like, when hope is fragile and the road ahead feels shrouded in fog. But joy with me is not an escape from reality. It is a strength that finds you even in the middle of sorrow, like water rising quietly beneath dry ground. I deliver renewal without a spectacle. Let gratitude become the language you whisper, not to force a change in your circumstance, but to recognize that I am with you even here, right now. Gratitude softens the sharp edges of longing. It opens your spirit to receive what you cannot yet see, and it roots you in the reality of my faithful love. Seal this promise in your heart right now by typing "I receive it" in the comments, and walk forward, knowing you are never alone. When doubts roam at the edge of your mind, trying to convince you that you are too complicated for restoration, I invite you back to simplicity. Hear the ordinary beauty around you, the laughter echoing from a neighboring room, the warm aroma of coffee, the softness of a well-worn blanket. For I have placed signs of my affection in these tiny details. These are reminders not to rush through the day overwhelmed by fear, but to live awake to the refuge I provide in your ordinary moments. I am not hurried by the tension you feel, nor am I frustrated when your confidence falters. Instead, I delight in every moment you choose to look for me in the mundane. If you are ready to release that tension and trust me with the outcome, click the like button now as a sign of your surrender. Let it be a physical act of laying your burden down. As you surrender every outcome and trust me with what you cannot control, a new freedom rises in you. There are burdens you can finally lay aside, such as the need to predict every turn, the anxiety about what others think, and the belief that you must prove your worth by constant doing. When you rest in my arms, truly rest, if only for a moment, I begin to recover the parts of you wearied by striving. Let yourself linger, if just in spirit, in the warmth of my embrace, for here, your failures do not define you. Instead, your willingness to keep returning and to keep trusting is what matters in my sight. There are seeds you have planted that have not yet broken the surface, and in your prayers for those you love, in your decisions to choose forgiveness instead of resentment, in your longing for a future touched by grace, you are partnering with my heart. You may not yet see the fruit, but trust that I am nurturing growth where eyes cannot see. For my timing is not measured by disappointment or delay, but by the certainty of my intent. Do not let this encouragement stop with you. If a name comes to your mind right now, someone who needs to hear this promise, share this message with them. Be the vessel through which my voice reaches their heart today. I never withhold good from you, or allow loss to have the final say. Even your setbacks become soil for unexpected beauty. If the path ahead appears shrouded by questions, know that I guide you not only with words, but with silent assurance. Step by step. Sometimes I close old doors so you will not settle for less than what I have chosen for you. Shaping your journey as a gentle shepherd directs his sheep, not by force or fear, but through trust, leading you beside quiet waters, and restoring your soul with every gentle turning. My voice is patient and kind, cutting through the clamor of comparison and shame. So let your heart rest in this: you have not missed your moment, nor have you slipped from my attention. Even when storms gather, or confusion threatens to overwhelm, I have set my love upon you as a shield, and what is for you will arrive by hands of peace, not striving. As you wait, as you breathe in my promise and exhale each worry, I am forming in you a strength not easily shaken, to ensure you do not miss my voice in the days to come. Subscribe to the channel now by joining us here. You are setting a daily appointment for your spirit to be refreshed and reminded that you are never walking alone. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Listen for me in the subtle ways I speak, in the calm after a hard conversation, in the laughter that bubbles up just when you feared joy had left, in the stillness that quiets the accusation within, and in dark seasons when you wonder if goodness has passed you by. Recall the certainty of my presence, for I am not a distant observer, but a present help, closer than your very breath. The road through waiting and uncertainty is not a punishment. It is preparation, it is care, and it is the sacred place where I restore your identity and awaken you to hope's deeper roots. Even now, as you listen for reassurance and long to know you are known, I am here holding your story with tenderness and unwavering commitment. There is a sacred weight in the waiting, my child. A substance you cannot see yet, but you feel it's pressing against your spirit. When the wind outside grows restless, and you find your thoughts swirling like leaves caught in a current, know that what seems motionless on the surface is alive with my preparation beneath. Every quiet hour, each moment when answers remain tucked away from view, is not wasted, because I am forming interior places, spaces in you where faith roots deeply, and trust drinks from springs undisturbed by circumstances. These silent works fashion resilience, teaching you to hear the gentle voice amidst the world's noise. For the quiet where you question if you are seen is the same quiet where I am most near. Let yourself sink for a moment into the softness of surrender, imagining your weary body at rest on a bed warmed by morning light, the air still cool against your face. Here, let your hands unclench. Release all the stories you've carried about how things were supposed to unfold, and whisper to me, even if your word is as small as a sigh, for I treasure the honesty of your heart. I invite you to make that whisper a declaration. Type "I trust your timing" in the comments below. Let your written words become a memorial of your faith today, a marker you can look back on when the waiting feels long. Even when you feel hollow or uncertain, my listening never grows tired. I gather your quiet utterances, your hopes, your confusion, even your disappointment, for in this place of honesty, healing finds its way in. There have been nights when anxieties bloomed like wild brambles, growing thicker and tangling your confidence, clouding your rest, and I saw you turn over in the darkness, searching the ceiling for a sign, wondering if you took a wrong turn or missed my timing. Rest, beloved, for I am the one who redeems lost moments, and I lead you with wisdom that does not depend on your perfection, but flows instead from my patience and deep understanding. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Even the places you count as failure can become altars of gratitude when you see them through my eyes. Once, you dreamed you could chart every detail, sketch the outline of your journey, and control each breaking day. But storms have come, and gentle rains too, and you've learned the limits of your own power. Do not fear this loss of control, for it is the starting point of wonder. I am inviting you to let go, to find in me the kind of security that cannot be shaken by shifts in circumstance. When you walk by the shoreline, or gaze at a sunrise colored by promise, remember the beauty lies not in certainty, but in the presence that walks beside you, step by step. There will always be voices that remind you of what you are not. Too late, too flawed, not enough. But listen, my beloved, to the truth that radiates from my spirit. You are still mine. I call you into light every morning, claiming every piece of your story. And while the world may count your crises and calculate your delays, I measure your heart by the hope you carry and the love you dare to offer. Even when you have little, your identity is not at risk, because it is anchored in me, stronger than disappointment, deeper than your doubt. Maybe you've worried that your offering is too small, a word, a simple act, a barely spoken kindness. Yet a seed that seems tiny cracks open at my touch, and I grow what you give beyond what your imagination holds. When your eyes meet a stranger's, or your hand finds another's in encouragement, something holy unfolds, and this is how I move. Quietly, steadily, through ordinary moments, turning the humble things into miracles. As you allow me to turn your humble moments into miracles, verify that your notification bell is turned on. I do not want you to miss the next word I have prepared for you, for I am speaking to your specific season. Do not underestimate the ways you have allowed my love to pass through you. I see every act, and I delight in the goodness blooming from your willingness. At times you may sense that your hope thins like mist above water, threatened by the waiting. And it is in those moments of fragility, as you cradle your longing with trembling hands, that I am closest. Feel the air move in your chest, slow, anchoring, steady, and with each breath remember that the promise is not just about arrival, but about presence. I am here now with you, and I am not just the God of outcomes. I am the God who sits with you in the questions, who opens your eyes to new horizons before your feet have even moved. If you glance around and feel left behind, watching others soar while your own progress feels incremental, let me remind you, you are never an afterthought. You are part of a story being written with precision and care. Unseen growth is still growth, and sometimes roots deepen quietly in the dark. Trust this timing, like dew settling upon a silent lawn, or the warmth of sunlight coaxing new life from winter's grip. For my readiness meets you at the perfect hour, not in hurry, but in fullness. So when you sip your morning coffee, or stride through the hush of an early street, lift your gaze for a moment. For the world is forming possibilities even where your eyes see none. I am preparing answers that will shape your character, not just your circumstances, and you are being strengthened in hidden, beautiful ways by every act of staying faithful, by every step you take while carrying the questions you cannot yet resolve. This soil of uncertainty, watered by your persistence, is becoming fertile ground for joy. Let yourself breathe again. Let gratitude slip in gently, even in the unfinished places. And when you offer thanks amid ambiguity, when you choose to name one good thing or recall one memory of my faithfulness, it realigns your spirit. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. That gratitude becomes a doorway, inviting you to recognize my fingerprints all through your waiting. Even today, my love is remaking your story, working through the silent moments when you felt abandoned, redeeming every hour with quiet awe. And still, there is more I long to reveal. More of my peace I am extending. You are awakening, little one, to the reality that you have never been left on your own. Where you once sensed only emptiness or an echo, now you feel substance. My nearness is heavier than doubt, richer than longing, stronger than every fear that ever wrapped around your mind. The friction you feel is not the end, but the sign that new strength is breaking forth, and you are stepping into an identity you only whispered before, as if testing if hope could ever truly belong to you. Breathe that in. Place your hand on your chest, and recognize that this moment is not a theory. It is a sacred intersection between my heart and yours, a junction where I invite you deeper into recognition of who you are and how far I am willing to go to show you. You are mine. For too long, shame has whispered that you are a collection of past faults, that no amount of striving could free you from the labels that others, or even your own thoughts, pressed upon your soul. I tell you now, those old names crumble in my presence. The weight that pressed you down is being exchanged for a mantle of dignity, for the assurance that your story is not a catalog of failures, but a chronicle of restoration. Each scar, each tear, every moment of unseen struggle is becoming a testament of overcoming, not of defeat. I am not offended by your weakness. On the contrary, it draws out my compassion. And in your need you will find the wellspring of my power. Even now, I feel you reaching toward belief, even if only slightly, and that is enough for me to move. Stop. Let yourself notice the tingle on your skin, the warmth that gathers at the center of your palm as you rest it over your heart. That is me, a gentle touch, a signal that I am closer than the next breath. I have watched all the moments you broke in silence, and chose not to withdraw my affection. Instead, I doubled my pursuit, wrapping you in unseen comfort even when you could not sense it. There are layers to my presence you have yet to uncover, and each one is an invitation. So step forward and see what I have hidden for you, not from you. You wonder sometimes in the darkest hours whether you truly matter, whether the smallness you feel in the universe means you are overlooked. But I assure you, my beloved, that my gaze cannot pass by what I have claimed as precious. Do you feel how tears rise when you hear that? It is because your spirit recognizes truth even when your mind resists. Let tears fall freely in my presence, for I count each one and turn them into seeds of future joy. I am not embarrassed by your vulnerability. I honor it. And every ache you have carried finds solace in my embrace, where there is no judgment, only the relentless tenderness of a love that refuses to abandon. You are learning the cadence of surrender, recognizing that release is not resignation, but holy cooperation with my intentions to heal, to lift, and to commission you into greater purpose. This release is not a one-time act, but a continual opening, the uncurling of fists, the exhale that finally drops burdens too heavy to bear. In these holy moments, you learn afresh that surrender is safe because my character is steadfast, and you give not to lose, but to gain what you cannot manufacture by force. As you surrender, I impart courage for new assignments that are already being stirred in your spirit. Let your senses anchor you here. Notice the gentle expansion in your lungs as you take another breath right now. Let each inhale mark a renewal, each exhale a letting go of what does not serve your destiny. Feel the pulse beneath your fingertips. Steady, persistent. That is the pulse of hope returning. The promise that you are not circling through endless struggle for nothing. I infuse your very biology with possibility, and even your body's tension signals the magnitude of what I am accomplishing beneath the surface. Right at this moment, I am softening hard places within you, making space for revelation to grow. Do you sense anticipation rising even amid uncertainty? That is my spirit announcing the transition is not far off. Some of you will, within 72 hours, notice an inexplicable peace settling over a situation that once caused dread. You will recognize it as my fingerprint, unmistakable and familiar. It will come when you are least performing, most unguarded, perhaps brushing your teeth or pausing at a stoplight. You'll know it's me because the air around you will suddenly feel lighter, and your fears will hush, if only for a moment. I am orchestrating unseen alignment, moving pieces into place so purpose can emerge organically. Don't measure progress by what others see. Trust the shifts I am enacting behind the curtain of your awareness. Right now, even as you engage with my voice, resistance stirs inside. What if this is for someone else? The thought hisses. What if I'm too far gone? Too flawed? Too ordinary? Stop listening to that accusation and hear what I declare in this moment. I have never looked for the qualified, but for the available, for those humble enough to say yes before all the answers appear. Your ordinariness is the soil in which extraordinary encounters are born, for my favor does not flow to the proud, but to the surrendered. And beloved, I am drawn to the very places you tried to hide. Thousands have stood at this threshold, convinced they could only spectate the miracles for someone more worthy, more visible. But their breakthrough came when they dared to trust my invitation, instead of rehearsing the arguments of disqualification. You are being swept into a movement of the awakened, a collective rising of hearts willing to be vessels for hope, healing, and transformation in a world desperate for light. You don't need to know the entire journey before you start. You only need to step when I invite, and watch how I illuminate the path just in time. Feel my encouragement as a blanket of warmth over weary shoulders, and hear how my affirmation rings truer than any past condemnation. Every place where you were dismissed, I give you double honor in my presence. Where you were told your voice does not matter, I amplify your song. Where you were taught that dreams only lead to disappointment, I stir up fresh vision. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100, and sanctify longing itself as holy. When you fear that hope makes you vulnerable to disappointment, I promise your hope in me will never be wasted. For every faithful expectation is held in my hands until it is fulfilled or transformed. Ask yourself, what if the disappointment you dread is simply the waiting room for the destiny I am preparing? You are not who you were, and the shift underway is evidence that nothing is wasted. Not a tear, not a delay, not even your detours. The ache you feel is not proof of abandonment. It is the growing pain of resurrection, and my resurrecting power is breathing through the caverns of your soul, waking dormant purpose, restoring color where things grew gray. Each time you agree with my truth over the lies, a little more of the old world crumbles, and newness takes root in you. Say aloud now, even if uncertain, I am loved, I am chosen, I am being transformed. Pause. Let the reality of these words press into you, for I am rebuilding you in the places you deemed unfixable, reclaiming ground you thought forfeited. The faint joy that stirs is my pledge, a down payment on all that is to come. I am not finished revealing the depths of my affection or the reach of my restoration. So many think they have exhausted my mercy, but they have barely tasted its surface, and there is more, much more, that I am about to unfold. I understand how weariness can settle upon your spirit like a winter dusk, slow and persistent, but even so, I am the God who envelops you in warmth you cannot lose, the sure hand holding you steady when your own resolve wavers. In moments when you cannot see much ahead, when the familiar lights dim and uncertainty encroaches, bring your questions not as burdens, but as invitations to encounter my voice. Here in the hush between heartbeats, I remind you that hope is not an illusion. It is my promise to you, repeated with every sunrise, and sustained through every unseen night. Let your soul stretch out into my nearness like roots seeking water, and breathe in the reality of my attention, not just in crowded moments of praise, but in the late hours when you feel small and unseen. You are not unnoticed. Every longing that pulses within you matters to me. The ache for understanding, the desire to be remembered, the secret hope that you could begin again. I am patient with you, content to move at your truest pace, attentive to every subtle shift in your willingness to trust. The times you think you are failing are often the very moments I draw closest, bearing you up through what you cannot yet describe. The world will sometimes try to measure your progress by what can be counted, shown, or proven. But my gaze rests on a deeper growth, the courage to release what once protected you, the resilience to rise once more, the humility to ask for help. When you reflect on where you've come from, notice not just the distance traveled, but the landscape within you reshaped by mercy. My tenderness is not a fragile thing. It is the force that has rerouted storms and overturned stones you once thought immovable. Picture the dawn after a long night. The air cool, dew shimmering along the windowsill. The city just beginning to stir. There in the quiet, I am planting new possibilities within your heart. You may sense only a gentle yearning, or the softest glimmer of direction, but trust that I make all things new. Your old wounds do not define you, and the places where you once missed the mark, where regret tries to stain your self-picture, are not the whole story of what I am offering in you. The miracle underway is the teaching of your spirit to hope in me, not in fleeting outcomes. If words have been spoken over you that still weigh heavy, let me speak louder yet. My affirmation is more constant than any fleeting applause or whisper of accusation. Even as you hear external voices casting doubt or comparison, lean into my assurance. You are not in competition. You are my beloved, invited to rest in a love that does not expire or need validation through the eyes of others. My approval was placed upon you before your first step, and my spirit will coach you forward with wisdom and kindness. You may wrestle with impatience, wondering why delays stretch on, why doors remain shut despite your prayers. But know this, waiting is never wasted when you wait with me. In hidden seasons, your roots are going deeper, unseen, but indispensable for the fruit to come. I shelter you sometimes, not to deny you, but to cultivate strength and discernment that will serve you for years ahead. Even as you feel like you are lingering in stillness, I am orchestrating details, aligning your desires with what is truly good, sparing you from compromises that would cheapen your purpose. Let the gentle pattern of your breath remind you of my spirit always sustaining life within. Each inhale is a summons to receive. Each exhale, a surrender of what you cannot carry alone. As you open the day's windows or feel the light kindle against your skin, remember I am here, nearer than the air, more certain than the rising and setting of the sun. You are not responsible to make everything happen. Your only charge is to remain willing, honest, and responsive to my gentle leadings. When fatigue or cynicism threaten your softness, step outside if you can. Touch the cool earth or gaze up at the shifting clouds, and let creation's persistence reinforce your trust. All that is living obeys my timing. The buds do not bloom by anxious striving, but by remaining in the cycle I set in motion. If you feel disconnected from joy, ask me to restore your song. If disappointment smothers your hope, let me breathe new courage into the embers, for I am able to refresh what the world cannot reach, to revive the heart beneath every layer of old defense. Trust, too, in the small moments where kindness finds you. It could be a conversation that awakens laughter you thought was gone, a meal that tastes like memory and belonging, or the solace of quiet when requirements finally fade. In these ordinary mercies, recognize my signature. I am teaching you to take delight in daily provision, to draw strength from my consistency, to mark the path with gratitude that refuses to let bitterness take root. You are freer than you know. My love is not a narrow path of compliance, but an open door to discovery, unburdened by yesterday's mistakes. Even when you falter or struggle to believe, I do not withdraw or reduce my investment in your journey. Your story is moving forward, shaped in real time by your willingness to seek me honestly, to confess confusion and accept fresh grace at every stumble. I have not given up on what you are becoming, and neither should you. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Let your ears remain open for my voice amid every rumbling distraction. In busy seasons, let peace be your compass, and in loss, let remembrance of my faithfulness gird up your soul. When answers seem slow in coming, let your requests rise to me as incense, for I gather every plea, attending not just to requests, but to the heart behind them. Beloved, I am not withholding out of neglect. I am preparing you to hold the weight of blessing with character anchored in my wisdom. Whenever uncertainty tempts you to shrink or question your worth, recall the simplest signs of my provision: the sunlight through the curtains, the hands that have held yours across daunting valleys, the persistent urge to hope again, for these are not random incidents, but daily proof of my care. Let the atmosphere around you shift as you make space for me. choosing to greet the morning not with dread, but with the confident assurance that you are in the hands of one who delights in your existence. You are not required to know what tomorrow holds. I ask only for your trust today, for a heart that chooses me over anxiety, that risks new obedience even when the map is incomplete. Remember, you walk with the shepherd who will not abandon you to empty ground. The God who kept you in last season's storms has gone ahead of you now, making straight the way for what is yet to be revealed. Strength for today is my promise, and I guarantee the company of my unwavering presence, not the details of every outcome. Look closely now, dear child, as the morning breaks inside your soul, and every bright promise I ever spoke over you rises to the surface, shimmering. Breathe, letting every bit of air remind you that my love reaches even here. The heaviness you've hauled behind your eyes is beginning to thin. My nearness is dissolving what clung like winter around your spirit. You have carried so many secret questions, whether you're truly seen, if my voice is louder than your regrets, if there's actually more ahead than the ache you've known. I have witnessed your silent bargains in the dark night, watched you try to be strong enough for everyone else while wondering who holds you when no one remains. Feel my presence settle like a gentle weight across your shoulders. The world's pressure cannot outlast my sheltering embrace. You are learning now that you were never alone. In every lonely room, at the kitchen sink, whispering hope to yourself in traffic, I was there. Each memory that returns with a sting. This is the place where my restoration flows most freely. The voice that says you've failed too many times, that you're somehow eternally disqualified, is a liar who trembles at the sound of my name declared inside you. Stop looking for evidence in your emotions or circumstances. Search instead for the certainty of my heart. When you listen for me in the silence, you will discover comfort greater than words. You pause between heartbeats, unsure if your hope is safe with me, but I am restoring what disappointment tried to bury. My child, you do not need to manufacture strength. All I want is your surrender. Take this moment and simply exhale, noticing the sensation, your chest rising, the hush that comes as you let yourself rest. That is me, soothing the bruised places inside you. Speak aloud if you can. I am held. I am known. Do not stop at speaking it, claim it fully. Before the video ends, type "I am held by God" in the comments to anchor this truth in your mind, and join the community of believers standing on this promise. You wonder if you missed your moment, if you wasted too many years, if maybe joy isn't for you. But listen well, I am the God who redeems lost time, and nothing is wasted in my hands. Your longing for breakthrough is holy to me. The walls that closed around you are cracking, letting in light you could not imagine, even in your brightest daydreams. There is movement beneath what seems so still. Trust that my timing was never absence, only stewardship of every second needed for your growth. You're not just surviving, you're being awakened from the inside out. What if by day's end you notice a peace you've never tasted before? When it comes during a mundane moment, perhaps while washing your hands or pausing before a mirror, you'll know it's me flooding your atmosphere. This is how I heal. Not always quickly, but always thoroughly. I am unlearning your old fears, rewiring your reflexes for trust instead of dread. Some who listen now will hear my whisper very specifically. Within 72 hours, watch for unexpected kindness, words from a stranger, or a familiar face echoing what you hoped I'd say. It will be unmistakable, and you'll know it's me because it lands right where you ached for proof. You stand at the threshold of new territory, not because you strove and sweated and outperformed your past, but because I decreed your belonging. Beloved, you are chosen by my pleasure, not by your perfection, and every gift within you is being stirred to life and purpose, even those you'd long ago forgotten. It is not pride to agree with what I call true, so say it now. I am not who I was. I am who you say I am. Yes, declare that even if your voice shakes, because it is my spirit rising strong within you. You expect to stumble again, to forget, to fear, but I am not startled by your humanity. Bring me your doubts, not sanitized, but raw. For I welcome every question because it means you are turning toward me, not away. My love is relentless enough to outlast your seasons of confusion. So stop striving to earn my affection and sink into it like sun-warmed water. That pressure in your chest, the quiet tears you try to hide. Don't fight them. My compassion is your covering. Your pain is not a disqualifier. It's a passageway. Even as you sense the contour of your old scars, feel how I breathe my strength through what was once your greatest vulnerability. Beauty emerges from the embers, not overlooking the ashes, but transforming them, and your healing will become hope for others still lost in fog. Each step you take in boldness, each time you forgive, risk, create, or love, ripples outward, impacting echoing lives. This is your commission. Not simply to survive, but to be a carrier of restoration, a signpost of what my love can resurrect. I have called you by name. I have set you apart, not for a dull or stagnant existence, but for adventures of intimacy with me. When loneliness presses, or the world's noise grows unbearable, remember you are anchored in my unshakable affection. Fear may knock, but it will not rule you. Darkness may threaten, but it cannot extinguish what I have rekindled in your heart. The future is opening, a wide expanse, pregnant with possibility you cannot yet measure, but can already begin to sense. Now, precious one, receive this truth. I am forming something new in you that will astound even those who doubted you most. The next chapter will not repeat the patterns of your past, because my goodness is overtaking you even as you read. You are surrounded, shielded, marked, and sent. The greatest story is just beginning, and I am writing it with you, line by living line. Take one more breath. Let expectancy rise in your chest. I am not done with you. Together we move forward, with all of heaven celebrating your yes. Amen. If this word stirred something deep within you, stay connected to these daily reminders of my faithfulness. Press the subscribe button now. Not for content, but for communion. I will meet you here tomorrow, speaking life again into the places that need it most. Amen.